how's it going? So in this video, excuse my voice, I'm still a little sick. I wanted to go over the Vienna Gambit with you guys, and I think this is really a good opening for beginner level players. It's really easy to play. It's really powerful too, all the way up to my level and beyond. It's one of the openings that Gotham Chess promotes a lot, and yeah, it's super easy to play and it's quite powerful. This is a game that I played against this person rated 14-12, and the game only lasted 10 moves before he resigned. And so the game went e4, e5, knight c3, and knight f6. And so when you see the move knight f6, this is your cue basically to go into the Vienna Gambit. And so to start that, you would play knight f4. Okay, and so black has a couple options here. He can either take the pawn, which is actually fatal. It's the wrong move. Or he can play d5, or one of these moves. d5 is the most hardest to play against, but you'd be surprised, even up to the 1600 level, a lot of people just take here. So in this game, my opponent went e takes f4, which is a mistake, as you can see by the question mark here. And when you see this move, this is your cue to push the pawn. So you push the e pawn, you go e5, and here black has a couple options. He can either go back. Well, actually, that's his only move, right? He could go back, or he can try to do this move to pin the pawn with the queen, right? Because my king's behind this pawn. He can't come here, or he can't come here because of my queen, right? That's just a free knight. And so in the game, he did this, and this is actually a mistake. The better move is to go back, but this is a big mistake. And so when you see this move, queen to e7, the best move is queen to e2. So you meet their queen with your queen. Okay. Excuse me. He went back. Is basically the only move unless he wants to lose his knight. I went here. So I went here. It doesn't say it's the best move, but you kind of want to cover this diagonal, right? Because you move your f pawn, your diagonal here is wide open, and you want to kind of avoid that check, especially since your pawn is no longer there. And so I played knight f3. Opponent went knight c6, and then d4. And so you want to push d4 as fast as possible as well. You want to reinforce the pawn on e5. And the point of this opening is you get rapid development. All of your pieces get out way before black does, and you basically end up with an unstoppable attack. So after d5, the opponent went d6, which is a big mistake. Okay, so I went here. This attacks the queen, and you'll get this position a lot, I promise you. And you'll be able to do this attack. A lot of people will make the mistake and go here, and that's just a fork. You win the queen that way. Okay, so opponent went here, which is a bigger mistake. And if you want to pause the video and see why, I'll let you do that. So now, remember, our queen is still here. It's lined up with their king. You don't want to do anything else other than pawn takes d6. Okay, so pawn takes d6. That's a check on the king. All right? So he has to deal with that. The only move is d7 or d8. So I continued. He went d8. Then I continued. Pawn takes c7, check. And this is basically the end of the game. Now, he could take the queen. Take with the queen. He goes here. You go here. He takes. And then you take the pawn. And this is really close to being over. So that's one thing. Right? So at the very least, you're going to win a queen. And yeah, if you ever get this position, it's basically game over. There's too many pieces in the attack. The queen controls this whole square. The king has no escape squares, right? And in this position, it's really here my opponent resigned because he knew there was nothing left he can do. So I won this game in 10 moves. And so I just wanted to share with you guys how to play the Vienna Gambit. There's different variations and different things that people can do, and there's ways to play against it. And a lot of times, if the opponent plays it correctly, you sometimes will end up in a worse position. But if they accept the gambit, 9 times out of 10, you get a better position and you end up winning the game. It's a really powerful gambit. It's a really powerful opening, and I've won a lot of games like this. This exact move order, I must have won 50 games doing this exact same thing. And so I just wanted to share with you guys. We can go over it one more time. So e4, e5, knight c3, and this is your cue. So after knight c3, if you see knight f6, it's a really popular move, right? Because it attacks the pawn. It's a very natural move. But that's your cue to play the Vienna Gambit, which is f4. It's almost like a king's gambit, right? But a little different. Okay, so takes is the wrong move. D4, d6 or d5 is the better move, and that's what, as you get higher up in the rating ladder, people will start to do that. They're gonna be aware of the Vienna Gambit. But yeah, if you see takes, then you get excited, and that's your cue to push the e pawn up. Okay, if you see that, go through all these moves again. Right, you want to bring your queen, your knight to d5. That attacks this. Remember, a lot of people will do this, and you can get a check there. Okay, so there, take with the pawn that way, and that's basically game over. All right, just wanted to share that with you all. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video or to my channel, and leave a like on the video too. That helps me a lot. And thank you guys for watching. See ya.